I am playing the Flurp down here.
Yeah, we haven't.
Here, this Fallen Empire up here.
Yeah, we have not been. We have not played this particular one in a decent amount of time.
It's been a while.
So.
All right, ready for me to start time?
Yeah.
All right.
Where is you going to get?
Poink.
Okay, so you are just going to have to do that, and we need.
Oh wow, I'm getting.
Yeah, it should be noted very quickly for people that we have not touched this game since the Federation DLC dropped, and
I think I just froze.
I think I did too.
I did too.
Like my display froze and everything.
Yeah, mine did too.
Everything's frozen except for my mouse.
Let's see.
Let's see if it eventually pops up an error. Okay, Chernobyl is out of sync. Popular planet modifiers. And if I get a mouse back, I can hit OK.
It won't let me hit OK.
It won't let me hit OK either.
My mouse is fine, but...
Oh, I can move the mouse.
Yeah.
But it just, it's doing the waiting thing.
Sorry for the cohesion.
Well, and ShadowDancerBrony doesn't even have the error on his screen yet.
Now Kira's out of sync.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, I can click OK now. There we go.
You're still in sync. Yeah. Okay, now you got...
Now he's got the errors.
Yeah, Chernobyl is out of sync.
Stop. I meant to pause. Or did you unpause it? Sorry.
I didn't unpause anything.
Okay.
I didn't either.
There. All right. Are we all in sync again? Can we click like normal? Yay.
I know.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm ready when everyone else is to unpause.
All right. Starting time.
All right.
All right, try this again.
Right?
So
I'm still getting a bit of display lag, but it's not as bad as it was.
Well, it looks like ShadowDancerBrony's the potato again. I see him yellow.
Well, that'd be for like the game progressing.
Oh.
I'm talking just in terms of like my graphics card seems to be struggling to run this at 60 FPS. I'm getting.
Got it.
Okay, now it's speeding up. It was dropping down to like 30 or 40, I'm guessing. Which is like, that shouldn't happen. It never struggled with this.
get some food processing going there. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of fixing things that broke due to the due to the updates. And let's get some. I'm going to say that that's more important. And what we got here? Hey, you can be upgraded. Excellent. And you are just going to have to suck right now. Pretty much same with you. Can I clear anything?
I feel like I was going to invade, but I don't seem to have any sort of transport fleets. Oh wait, is that where these guys are going? Oh, okay, yeah, I'm bringing these guys in for the invasion.
Why? Oh boy, I need more habitats apparently. That's why I have like 7 of them already.
Okay, these guys are ready to invade. Wait, never mind. Okay, this planet I've already conquered. It's the next system I need to take still, I think. Now? System after? Actually, wait, do I need this one yet? Okay, this one we're still bombing into oblivion. Hey, what, you guys, you're strong enough. Invade this.
Alright, and you know what? You guys... Actually, do we have...
Is time progress? It's not paused.
It's acting like it's paused though because I'm. Oh no! There we go.
There we go.
It's really moving slow.
That was like a 15-20 second day.
Right?
We're not gonna finish tonight.
No, we're not.
We definitely won't. We might finish this year though. All right.
How do I fix cohesion? Ethics?
You mean like Federation cohesion type thing?
Yeah. Diverse ethics.
I think if you hover over it, it should tell you what things help or hurt it.
Rotations. Okay, the worst thing is from ethics. Diverse ethics and opposing ethics.
Oh, that means you have people in the... did we crash again?
I'm frozen.
Yeah, I'm frozen. That means you have people in your Federation who are ideologically opposed to each other. Like you have a pacifist empire and a militarist empire who tend to not get along.
Yeah. Again, you know, our Federation was formed before the
it's Brony this time.
new stuff.
Pop growth this time.
So.
All right, give it a second to resync here. And starting time. Oh, God. My empire sprawl is beyond imagining.
Yeah. I'm just actively ignoring that.
So my my admin cap is currently 215. My sprawl is at 588. My campaign costs are plus 557%. Technology costs have more than tripled. All right. These guys have moved almost halfway to the gate from a few minutes ago. Come on, guys. You can do this.
Oh, Lord.
It's like desert butts, but in space.
Okay, so what we actually want here, what we really, really want is this.
You know, these ships need names. You. Which one? Actually, no, I think transport ships get destroyed and recreated when they embark and disembark. Let's see. This ship here, this little destroyer.
All right. Oop. Did I just crash?
I hope.
I'm still working and clicking stuff.
The ship is now named the
Okay, no.
ISS Ted.
So.
There.
I will vote in favor of that.
So should we band together and take out Shinny while we're here?
Yeah.
Send pictures.
He's gonna log in next time and go, why are there a whole bunch of fleets from you guys that are like slowly nudging their way toward my empire.
They can have one of his.
We don't have the time in this session.
Oh, no, we do not.
Hey,
It would be funny, so.
It would be funny. I
And-
do not disagree with that.
So his fleets are several times as strong as the Fallen Empire.
Yeah.
I'm looking at them.
Yeah.
and my fleets are several times that of the Fallen Empire.
Let's see. Let me take a look at yours here. Where are yours? Here's one. I think all of your fleets together combined might be about as strong as one of Shinny's.
Yeah, look, the AI is just going to go on a killing spree here momentarily anyways. So.
True, true. Oh, hey, that ship is finally moving. It's about a fifth of the way through the hyperlane. Come on, I believe in you. Okay, it's about a quarter of the way through now.
I have not seen it tick a single day right
Almost.
now
It's about 2/3.
until... Oh my gosh, it still hasn't ticked a day. It's still sitting at 20.
Yep.
Oh my good golly,
I
Miss
do
Molly.
feel- okay, I know that not all of us are running on super fast machines, but something I've noticed even like in other games of this, I do feel like Federations is not nearly as well optimized.
No.
The performance, I do think, took a massive hit when Federations came out.
Mhm.
Hey, it made it. The
Oh,
first
it
jump of
finally
what needs to
ticked
be
a day. Oh
multiple.
my gosh.
So you all saw it. We started in the year 2484. The question is, and feel free to place your bets now in chat, will we finish this in 2484 or 2485?
No,
Place
the
your
one
bets now.
the one benefit of going slow.
Is this real life years or in-game years?
Right?
Yes.
The one benefit I'll say regarding this is that I am definitely thankful for the time just to go through my massive list of colonies and whatnot. So
My problem is that the planets of mine that are having problems that I don't necessarily have good solutions to.
there's some planets I'm like, oh, you're massive unemployment and whatnot, and I'm looking at you like there's literally nothing I can do. Good luck with that.
Yeah. Or like, hey, you're a words. You're a habitat, and you're already maxed out on districts. I even have the Voidborn, bonus, and you're still already full of districts, and you don't have enough housing. Not much I can do about that because you can't build housing buildings on a habitat.
Yep.
I notice my stream keeps dropping for a second or two at a time. Let me see how my computer's looking here as far as what it's doing. Okay, my internet might be struggling a little bit tonight.
All right. Well, I'm glad that it is not me specifically.
Well,
I was gonna say,
your
it might
computer
be
still isn't
both.
keeping up with the server anyway, so.
It just might be both.
Yeah, it could be both.
They do not have to be mutually exclusive, as is so said so often with this group. It doesn't have to be mutually exclusive.
Okay, I need people to move here, so I need to like bring like a draw. Oh, 1 second. Oh, that's because this is a Drelga place. So
I'm gonna actually take a moment just because of the stream dropping and stuff. I'm gonna try just reducing the bit rate a bit and see if that helps on that end. I'll just do that while the game's playing.
Okay.
and let's see. What do we have?
I can definitely say Stellaris is taxing my graphics card way more than it ever did before. Ick. Alright. Well, that's the thing. So, yeah, I lowered the bitrate on the stream, so hopefully that'll help with that dropping at least. Sorry for the technical issues, everybody.
Yeah. All right. Well, your lost hope is claiming one of our systems. Yeah.
Oh crap! Yeah, that's right. That means that I don't have the defense of I don't have the defense of like Shinny remembering everything that I've done to benefit his empire over the course of the game.
Yep.
Although I think we are still on good terms, even in-game, like even in the in-game sense. So
Yeah.
I think that's okay. Well, we made it about a month so far.
Yeah, picking up the pace.
Guess what? You're now going to become a bureaucratic center. Because that is what I need more than anything right now. Is to start bringing my empire sprawl down into line. Why is this listed as a mining world? And why does it have half the stuff on it that it does? Is this a planet I conquered from somebody? Maybe this is a planet I stole from somebody. Oh, yeah, I'm pretty sure it is, because I think I took this.
Well, that's not what I was expecting. Is there a reason why, ShadowDancerBrony, why you have a fleet in my area?
Probably because it's moving back.
It's stationary.
Oh, then that's... Oh, that's because that empire had, like, partially is, like, awakened. And...
except for you're nowhere near that empire.
Okay, let's see. Where's the other one?
Oh.
That's the only fleet of mine in your territory.
Oh, no.
It's like two... It's like one... Yeah, it's...
No, see this? This is what I clicked. It's over there. I thought that was part of my territory. It's just listed for some reason under my fleet.
It's a Federation fleet.
I understand that now.
Yep.
Wait, I'm in charge of it?
Primitive culture just nuked themselves.
That's not good.
Much sadness.
Well, they're obviously violent, you know. So,
On the side, that should be one less thing that the computers have to think about.
Unless they become half, some things.
People talk about Noah's Ark being a punishment. No, he was just getting lag and wanted to, like, speed the game up a bit.
Right?
I'm watching this fleet slowly creep toward this planet, and it's like, I'm just watching a countdown to these people's doom right here. Although they're probably safe, because before they can get there, they have to go halfway, and then they have to go half of that, and then they have to go half of that, and they'll never actually get there.
Yep.
Almost there. Ships in front are starting to clip through my other fleet, so that's a good sign. I think. And even Ted the Destroyer is here. Yay. All right, invasion has started.
All right.
Been playing the landing troops animation for some time.
Cool little drop ships.
There it started. Let's see, while that's happening, you two fleets.
Alright, and
Get in position to attack the next system.
I put you way over there. Don't remember.
Oh yeah, this is the game where I have General Leonidas. Although having her in command of an invasion force seems a little bit wrong, but you know, it is what it is. Let alone an invasion force of like thousands of xenomorphs.
Her job is to point them in the right direction.
Yep. Xenomorph armies, for when you do not care about collateral damage.
Oh, I remember what it was doing over there. Stupid. Hopefully it was in the middle of that.
How's the rest of the galaxy looking?
High population, needing to move to places that can support it.
You know, I keep seeing the system Nagiro and thinking Nagiri. And thinking, you know, there's a sushi place in town that sounds really amazing if they were open.
You mean Zen? It is. It's just you can't sit down there.
Yeah, but I don't know. Somehow I feel like it would lose something if you didn't.
We brought it to the house. It actually was still pretty darn good.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying the food would lose anything.
Oh,
like
the atmosphere.
The large part of why I like that place is the atmosphere.
Got it.
What place is that?
Zen.
Who's that at?
Downtown.
I haven't been there yet.
I think it was still. It was either still pretty new when you moved, or it was.
Yeah.
I think it was after.
After you moved.
I think it was after because I don't remember it being there for very. It's only been around, I think, a year-ish.
No, it's several years now.
I've been here for 4 years. Down in New Orleans for 4 years now.
It's probably been 3 or 4 years, I think.
Yeah.
We just didn't go there for a while until.
Yeah, that's true.
Crazy, I've been here 4 years. I can't believe.
Yeah.
Funny thing is, I don't even like sushi. I just like other things that you can get at sushi restaurants.
Yeah, I don't eat sushi either, except for like avocado rolls.
But I agree. I usually go to sushi places and order something other than sushi.
Yep.
Like fried rice.
Like crab ragoon.
I had not started that before.
Zen's
Do that
crab
while you're
ragoon
at it.
is so good.
I also haven't done hibachi in a couple of years. That would be fun to do again.
Yeah, I've only been to one.
After everything's opened back up after the lockdown, we can go do that.
Yeah,
That's pretty much my hope.
Yeah.
I have kind of a list of things I want to do after it ends.
Yeah.
Alright, and let's see. So we got that sector set up. This sector, pretty sure we have set up. Yay, positive minerals.
Yay.
Okay, let's see. Okay. Mm. Hey, and positive food.
Yay.
What do merchant jobs? Which are merchant jobs?
What do you mean, which are merchant jobs?
I have some merchants that are out of jobs. What should I get to fill them? They're under the ruler section?
Merchants, random ruler.
Yeah, I mean, they sell stuff. Oh,
They give you trade value, it looks like.
okay. So anything that gives trade value would be a merchant job.
No, other stuff besides merchant jobs do give trade value. Just merchants specialize in giving trade value.
Okay.
So they give lots of it.
What kind of job should I do to fill the merchant jobs, though? What should I build?
Oh, to create merchant jobs?
Yeah.
Hang on. Let me see what actually creates those. Oh, wait, I think that's created by a... There's like a tradition or a technology or something like that that says like for every X number of pops on a planet, a merchant job is created. Technically, though, an unemployed merchant can fill any ruler job happily.
Okay, and ruler jobs are...
Those would be like administrators, or in my case, executives.
Okay.
Yay, we have taken this planet. Go there and prepare for the next invasion.
All right, and let's see, how are we doing here?
I'm trying to remember why I have these fleets here. Oh, maybe I left them here as some sort of a just-in-case kind of force.
And Alright, and so they're moving on through just fine.
I have 19 branch offices. That just seems relevant in some fashion.
1 short of 20.
Yep.
Where would you put it, though?
One thing I actually really would like to try is kind of taking that to the extreme with a megacorp. Have just one system, one planet, but just entirely just go absolutely nuts with branch offices, and have my capital mostly be like administrative centers, so that I have enough bureaucrats to support a like galactic franchise system. And in theory, if I'm widespread enough, I would actually run into the same situation that I did in this game, where basically the entire galaxy loves me, so I don't really have to worry about going to war because it's in everybody's best interest for me to stay alive.
True.
True.
Actually, that's something I feel like with the Federation's update, they've kind of like some of the stuff you can do with the Galactic Community or whatever basically gives you additional or there's stuff you can do that gives you additional envoys. So in theory, you could basically just try to min-max, like, you know, we're okay with having crappy everything else, but we want to basically control, like, we want to pull the political strings. Like, you could basically be a political puppeteer now. I wonder if the galactic community will form in the last, decade of the game.
I would assume so.
As would I, but I would have assumed it already would have started, unless they just check for that every, 6 months or every year, in which case, especially if it's every year, we haven't ticked over a new year yet.
Yeah.
We're close. Alright. I think the Titan in this fleet needs a name, too. I shall call you the ISS ship.
Good.
In honor of my Eve, Online industrial ships. There's a game I haven't played in a long time. It's very much a fun game to play when you're playing that and also doing something else. Unless you're in combat, in which case it's a really fun game to get your heart racing. Although lately, and I know you guys know this, but chat may not. Lately, something I've been doing a lot of lately is playing classic Doom. I kind of got sort of reinvigorated with that.
I have been telling you, you should just throw up the stream when you go and play a little bit.
You know, in hindsight, I probably should. Actually, that is one thing too. So I've messed with a couple of different source ports because different ones are good at different things. And the one I play now is the main one I play now is really focused on multiplayer. So it does away with so many limitations that were in the original, as well as a lot of the other source ports for network play. Not only in terms of number of players, but also in terms of being able to just join a game in the middle or leave a game in the middle without closing everything. Normally you can't do that, but with this, it's the Otimex source port, you can.
Okay.
It also has been tested and has successfully run games, although they don't recommend this. It has been stress tested and successfully run games of, I think, 150 players. What eventually caps it out is it's not like it hits a software limit. The problem that happens is that, okay, so it's a source part of Doom, which basically means like 90% of the code is still Doom.
Yep.
The problem is that Doom was written long before multi-threading or multi-core processors or even multiple processors was even thought of as a thing that could happen. So it's an entirely single-threaded program, which means it can only run and it can only process as fast as one core of your machine. So on mine, it could basically use 1/8 of my machine. What's going on? Shroud accessible. Why not? How you guys been? Should I communicate? Oh, maybe it's coming up. Here it is. I still wish I could get this background, like the shroud background, for my computer. That didn't work. It didn't end bad. It didn't work either. Okay, right-clicking that up. Alright. You guys are okay now. So, I need you. Did we lock up again?
Yeah, we did.
Oh, it's the first of the new year, so it's probably doing a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Oh, Galactic Community.
Hey!
What is this sorcery?
Explains that.
You and you go in here and kill this. Excessive force is highly encouraged. In fact, I will go so far as to say excessive force is mandatory. I'll give them maybe like a week head start, and then I'll send the transport fleet through, I think. Well, maybe a month just to be safe. I don't want the transport fleet to get blasted out of the sky.
Okay.
Any second now. Still spooling up the warp drive. This fleet hasn't even started doing that yet. Come on, spaceships.
Ooh, excuse me.
First shot. I think it was this guy. Yep, there we go, the strike fighters. I'm not used to combat happening slow and give a play-by-play. All right, the first big salvo ripped half of their shields. Missiles are coming in apart. Alright, their shields are gone. Strike fighters are almost there. Your missiles have no power over me. You know, I know that a lot of people talk about like Corvette spam, battleship spam, etc.
Yep.
I actually kind of have been wondering if things like if spamming strike fighters is viable.
I was watching some recent playthroughs, and yeah, carrier fleets were one of the recommendations that they were talking about.
Because I've started putting hangar bays on in my sort of standard starbase builds, and it seems to be really effective on there.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody created a Fox Stellaris empire called the Third Reich. Put a picture of it.
Oh, you haven't encountered my empire in the latest game we started.
Are they the Third Reich?
No, they are not. However, I probably shouldn't say much about them on stream. It's not a very stream-appropriate empire.
The whole world is Deutschland. That's something. This is great. It's horrible. Not great. It's hilarious.
Let me put it this way. My empire's like home system is called Yifstar. It just goes downhill from there.
Oh my god.
That's the stream appropriate version of. That's the most stream appropriate thing about this empire.
That is the most stream appropriate part of that empire. Yes.
They're providers of fine, discreet goods and services for the galactic community.
You know, I'm trying to remember if they're a megacorp. I don't think they're a megacorp. I feel like I might have missed an opportunity there, actually.
Actually, I need to go here. I need to.
You know, these ships kind of look like anteaters, actually. Huh. Alright, I was going to send these guys in. Because there's a planet here. That planet's garrison is not going to hold its own against you guys, so you guys. Land here. How is this a Makaru system? No, claim that. Oh, we can't claim the system because it's claimed by a war ally. Seriously, they claimed this too? You know what? Oh man, I have no way of getting out of this war. And I have no way of, like, making the Fallen Empire win. Because the Makaru have done nothing but hold me back this entire game. And drag me into wars that I didn't even want to be in.
Remember to, get out of that treaty as soon as...
Well, the game is going to end before this war ends, at this point, I'm thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Do I have to be at war with somebody to use a world cracker? I'm pretty sure I do. I would Alderaan their capital. Hey, one of my buildings built that I started, like, about an hour ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, time to coke down the rum and coke a bit.
Okay. She needs some stuff.
Yeah, another game I've been putting a lot of hours into lately is FTL. That's always a classic.
Mm-hmm.
Hard to believe that game came out 8 years ago.
Okay, I need to go install that.
What was that?
I'm like, okay, I need to go past all of these down here. So where are all my science shows?
Strategizing.
No, I'm complaining about my massive colony list.
Mm. One game that I've been dumping a lot of hours into lately, House Flipper, because they just had the new edition come out finally, and it actually is a lot of fun.
Wait, I have... Where's that Colossus? It's on its way up there. That seems kind of... Where's the Rafari capital? There. I just want you to park right here over their capital. Just enter orbit. There you go. Eventually. In a short enough time,
He's talking about placing
this by the end.
Colossus over his allies' capital.
Mm.
Makaru. Crap. Before we actually go to war, the first thing he's likely to do is close his borders. And if he closes his borders, that kicks my very slow-moving fleets out of his empire. I don't think I could get back in time.
Can you jump into one of our systems near?
Actually, wait, I might have a better idea. Okay, this planet is occupied by the enemy, despite the fact that, you know, it's a Makaru planet. We'll just brush that aside. What do you mean the planet is not owned by a primitive or hostile empire? It says they're occupying it. Can I at least crash the ship into it? Yeah. I feel kind of sad. I only got to use my world crack or my... Actually, no, I have a pacify. Like, I have the shielding one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really disappointed I didn't get to use that on more than just one planet this game. Okay, fleets are... Okay, now they're in position. You guys kill this starbase so the Makaru can claim it, and we can just call this war over. I don't understand that, how, like, I feel like Hearts of Iron has a better, like, claims system than Stellaris does. Because, like, naturally, if a bunch of people are invading the same place, it seems odd that it's first come, first serve for claims. Because it's like, well, if you already claimed this and I know I'm not getting it, I'm literally just helping you to end this war just so I don't have to bother with it anymore. It's like doing it as sort of the draft method like Hearts of Iron does. It really feels like a better system for it.
Yeah, like, okay, so these are all, you know, uncontested claims. These contested claims are going to go to, you know, a lottery or something.
Yeah.
What was it? I know in the, like, first, like, really big game we did, like when me and one of the other players got into this war, I really wanted this one system, but there was an NPC ally that had claimed it, and it's like, that's just going to, like, split things horribly.
Oh, I think I remember that.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, that was the game where Shinny was playing the totalitarian regime. Which is still hilarious.
It is. The never-ending
Portal.
jokes.
So let's see. So far, we've played about 11 months.
Whoa.
Yeah, let's see. Here.
Fleet engaged. What fleet? Oh, I guess they do have a transport fleet here. So does anybody remember the old sub battle simulator that was around back like late 80s, early 90s?
Yeah.
I'll be back. You just let it run. I'll be right back. I gotta grab something to drink. Go to the bathroom.
Okay.
But yeah, it was one of those games, for those who don't know, it was one of those things that it was basically released on, I think, every platform of the day. I remember it on the Commodore 64. I remember it on the super early Macs. I remember it on, yeah, I know it came out for Windows. Basically, it came out for everything. But it's fascinating because it was actually a pretty accurate game, especially considering, you know, the computers it was running on at the time. But I always hated getting in a fight where there were transports, because transports, because it's a World War II game, transports can basically outrun any submarine of the day. So it's basically okay, I need to ambush all these ships that are going to damage me, but I also need to deal with these transports, because if I don't sink them in the first salvo, I will never get a second chance before they're gone, because it takes a long time to reload a torpedo. Thankfully, the transport ships in Stellaris are not nearly as fast.
Yeah.
And of course, the great question of, okay, I have enough torpedoes to sink 3 destroyers, maybe, or 1 carrier. Which do I go for?
Mm-hmm.
It was a fun game, actually. I should see if there's a modern modern port of it somewhere. I'm sure there is.
Mm-hmm. I would be surprised if there wasn't.
Yeah. Because, I mean, at this point, you could run it on, I mean, you could probably run like 50 instances of it on a cell phone right now. Because it ran on, let's see, the Commodore 64 was known as the first 1 megahertz home computer. So it ran perfectly fine on that. So, yeah. With 1 megahertz and 64K of RAM. And that wasn't just for the program, that's 64K of RAM for the game as well as the operating system.
Feeling a little less brain dead now?
What was that?
With playing this game as much as it's slow, at least are you feeling a little less brain dead?
A little bit less. The rum and coke is definitely helping.
Yeah, I was just saying this game. I just meant in general. Doesn't matter what it is, as long as you're feeling better.
Yep. Let's see. Yeah, for those on the stream, before the stream, I was mentioning that today was kind of a long day at work, so I was feeling kind of out of it, but definitely feeling better now.
Yay!
Yay!
anything, it's kind of nice to start it. Not that it's sped up, but it's starting slow means like, okay, I could get my bearings of everything before we get full. Versus like a fast world sometimes.
True. Especially for this, because this game in particular is probably the second largest empire I've ever played, just in terms of amount of stuff on the outliner. Normally I tend to play very compact empires.
Well, and plus it's been forever since we touched this one.
Yeah. Well, we started this world 2 DLCs ago?
I just more meant even like a real world time. When's the last time we've touched this?
March, I want to say.
Maybe even a little earlier.
Even late February.
Yeah. I guess that's kind of what I meant. Though it's been a while.
Yep. Because here's the other problem with this, is that the Makaru basically dragged me into this war, and yet they're getting systems out of it that they have not done a thing to fight for.
Otherwise, the other thing I would say is just don't fight in the war. Let them do it all.
Fight in the war, but then the war will never end because they won't make a move against the Fallen Empire, but the Fallen Empire no longer has any fleets to make a move against them.
How did they lose all their fleets?
What was that?
How did the Fallen Empire lose all its fleets?
Me.
Oh. So it was something already done that's too late now.
Yeah.
Got it.
And they're not building more, so it's like, well, I mean, at this point, it's either the war lasts until the end of the game, or we just finish them off.
Yeah, that makes sense. Are you connected to the Ethernet?
I was.
No, I just meant your cord. Is it plugged in? Okay, just usually you never got this slow.
Well,
unless you're running other things again.
With the Federation's patch, is the Federation's patch, the game does run much slower now.
Okay.
Like we were noticing this even my computer was struggling at points where, I mean, like tonight, for example, tonight's the first time I've ever had to reduce the bitrate on my stream just to like manage it, because my graphics card is struggling more than it ever has with Stellaris.
Well, I guess that's a thought to consider then, is for future games, should we just turn it off? I mean, for future games, should we just turn it off? That's a thought to think about it.
Even if we turn it off, okay, you know in World of Warcraft how even if you don't buy an expansion, all that content still is on your computer so that you can like see other players that have the new stuff? Stellaris is kind of the same way, where it's like whether or not we turn on all the stuff, like we actually discovered.
Gotcha.
What was it? Week or two?
I just wasn't sure if it was one of those that
we actually discovered,
because I know you already purchased it, but
that,
I'm sorry, I thought you were finished.
We didn't crash. I had always assumed it was a case, like I had always assumed I had the Federation's DLC because like I had the options of Origins during Empire creation and things like that. But there were just specific Origins I didn't have the ability to use. But whether or not you bought the DLC, Origins and all the code for Origins is now part of the game, and the galactic community and all the code for the galactic community is now in the game. And so it's basically a case of, I think even if we play without the Federation's DLC, because this game actually we're playing without the Federation's DLC because this game started before it.
Gotcha.
Oh, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Looks like I didn't miss anything.
No.
Not really, nope. Alright, is this...
My first building of the night is about ready to finish in 9 days.
Yay!
Real time?
Yes.
Sorry, I couldn't help it.
Let's see, the
You
invasion
said what we
started
were
like
thinking.
20 minutes ago. Is still going.
I started in this game upgrading one of my stations to a starbase. It is not even a third of the way done.
My second administrative office on a habitat is still building.
Well, but I mean, I just remember that was the very first thing I clicked and did when we started this stream. I was like, oh, I want to upgrade this. Not even halfway. And it's still got 784 days. It's like, yeah. It probably won't even be halfway before we end this game. I bet you any money.
Yeah. Well, especially now because it's already after 10.
Yeah. You know, how late are we going, by the by?
I don't know.
10:30?
Yeah, we could do that. Let's see, this invasion is still going on.
Let's see, you got that ship, which will at some point get out of its jump and show up down here.
So basically, this war is going to end with the Makaru owning 4 systems of the Fallen Empire.
Construction complete.
That none of which they didn't take like any of those on their own.
I would just, if you end the war sometime soon, and when I say sometime soon, I mean like next session or something. I would end, you know, like your contract with them of defense, and then immediately declare war on them and claim all those systems that you wanted that they just got from the Fallen Empire, as well as more.
Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna send the table flip over here, because that'll mean that the instant that I'm able to declare war on them, I'll be able to just race in and start just pacifying world after world after world of theirs.
There you go.
I don't think I've lost a single assault army during all of this, by the way. Because I'm sending in armies that are basically 12 times the size of their defending garrisons.
Yeesh.
Yep.
I still have more transport fleets that are like showing up for the battle. It's like, sorry guys, at this point you're kind of late.
But don't worry, we'll find a use for you. Let's see.
So at this point, the only systems the Fallen Empire still owns are 2 systems inside the Makaru's territory.
Yep.
Of which they've owned for the last like 20 years, and the Makaru have done nothing. The Makaru have a fleet in one of these systems, and have for the last like 15 years, that has done nothing to reclaim this planet.
Ish.
Although I am kind of wondering if it's bugged out, because it says planet occupied. Planet is occupied by Rufari Remnant. But, like, the governor is very clearly not Rufari. It says they're under orbital bombardment. This doesn't look like it's being bombarded.
Don't know.
I wonder if both of these are actually glitched out. And if so, I wonder how one fixes that.
You go in and you crack the planet.
Sadly, I can't actually, because it's an allied planet. Like,
Yeah.
as far as the Death Star is concerned, it's an ally planet. As far as the Rufari are concerned, it's not an allied planet. So I think at this point, all we can really do is just wait out the war.
Well, could you land armies on it? And
Well, let me take over the planet that I'm currently dealing with, and I'll take a look. Although I think that'll take us till the end of the session, the invasion I'm doing now.
Construction complete.
We've got refugees. Refugees fleeing from the Jernai Council.
I shoved him off the planet.
Ah.
I've got so much overpopulation, it's not even funny.
To exile with you. So wait, I'm really confused. I have a habitat. There's a population of 5. How do I have 4 building slots with a population of 5?
I'm sure.
it does seem to be a bit quick.
I'm not seeing any other screens that contradict the population of 5. But I somehow have 4 building slots. I don't get it.
I'm not sure.
Because it was like this when we first started the game, too. So that's really weird.
Yeah. Yeah, so you go and jump there. Yeah, let's see.
Actually, wait. I have another habitat I'm looking at now that also has a population of 32. And yet it has up through population 40 unlocked.
Interesting.
For buildings.
Didn't lose some population from it, did you?
No, because if that happens, then it closes those off or turns buildings in them to rubble.
That you have to repair once you get more people.
Yeah. Maybe it's just habitats? Unfortunately, well, maybe fortunately, all of my planets have high enough population that they're supposed to have everything unlocked.
I'm sure. I feel like I've got nothing done in this game except for shove people off my planets.
What was that?
I feel like I've gotten nothing done in this game except for shoved people off my planets. Be like,
That's pretty
shoot,
much
go
all
away.
I've done.
No, you've got a building at least made. I've yet to do that.
I've been slowly trudging from one system to the next. I have taken 2 systems because I think Nagiro already was taken. So I've taken 2 systems. I may finish taking the planet of the second system before we wrap up tonight.
So still more than what I've done. Literally going something finish, and it's like everything's like no.
I think I started this war, or I think the Makaru started this war in November in real time.
No, you were in several wars with them. Remember, they do one, then they go to the next, and then to the.
This war started in November because I know it took me at least a full month of real life time just to get my fleets over here to even start the war.
See, I thought there was one war where there was a war, and then it ended, but then you went back to war with them.
Yeah, that was like October.
Yeah.
Oh, October to November, okay.
And then before that, it was the dealing with the Narilga destroyers. That would have been maybe September, late August, early September, I think.
Probably.
This game has realistically been going for
a while.
Probably closing in on a year. Actually, wait. This
Probably
game has been
longer.
going on for roughly a year.
I thought a little bit longer than that.
Yeah, roughly. At least a year.
Maybe we could go and see when I uploaded the first episode of this to YouTube to,
True.
figure it out.
So basically, this game has run for closing in on half as long as my Shard game ran, which is my longest running pen and paper game that I ran.
Yeah. That's a good game. I enjoyed that.
That was fun. At some point, I do need to... Actually, at some point, I have been wanting to run like a sequel game to it.
I'd be up for that, especially if we did something like
I was to make a comment, but we're streaming, so...
And plus, also, it's not like we have the books physically over here to set up our characters, since I brought a copy. If you're interested, that is, I should say.
Not opposed. Although it's been so long since I've DM'd, I might want to warm up with something lighter, like Golden Sky Stories or something.
Yeah, I'm fine with that too.
Because I never did get to run my Halloween game last year.
Yeah, I think I made a character. I'd still be willing to play it even if it's not Halloween.
Yep. Oh, everybody made characters. Actually,
No, I know, but I'm just saying though.
Laptop.
Did I or no?
I think you were going to play, because you have a character still from before, because you have a dog, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never played Golden Sky Story, so I had to make one.
Yep. And the nice thing with Golden Sky Stories is that it's really made for like 1 or 2 shot games, mostly 1-shot games. And also it's really great for like, hey, I have this character, well I have this character, well I have this character. No problem. Okay, you, and you all find yourselves here. It's really great from you can take any collection of characters, throw them together and make a story. Because for those viewing, Golden Sky Stories is a diceless, combatless RPG. You can kind of think of, if you think of like Studio Ghibli movies, Spirited Away, Hell's Moving Castle, things along those lines. It's very much like that type of setting, and so there's no combat. It's basically all about solving small scale problems. What was it? The first game I ever ran of it was around Christmas time, and I ran a game where the players they saved Christmas for one sort of lonely old man who didn't really have much family or anything. So it's just kind of like hey, you're taking one person's life and you're making it better, and those sorts of small scale stories are really what the game is about.
Yeah, and I was excited to play it too because it sounds like a very cool game. It's just was one of those that all I meant was that I've never played before versus I think everyone that was going to play in the Halloween group has played it before. So I was one of the few that didn't play it before.
I don't think Sir Noble played. I think you built a character, but I think you moved right about the time we were going to play.
Yeah.
I think she may have been in like the first one, but not after that. So, and it was kind of funny because you picked it up at Gen Con or
yes,
yeah, because you
Gen Con at the auction store.
because you basically came and said, "Hey, I got this thing. It looks kind of interesting," and I'm like, "I kickstarted that and have a copy," and we're like, because you're like, "Yeah, I don't know if there's gonna be much interest in this or not, but I think it's kind of cool." And I'm like, "I haven't told anyone that I kickstarted that because I didn't think anyone would be interested in that."
And I was like, "Why the hell did you not tell me this exists?"
And he never made that mistake again. Even if there was an interest, he'll at least say, "Hey, just so you know, I kickstarted this." Oh, okay, maybe.
Yep.
And then no interest. Or, sure, we'll play that. Let's go.
Because we did have a couple players who were kind of iffy about it at first. Like, well, what? There's no combat. There's no dice rolling. I mean, how could that possibly not be incredibly boring? Then the game started, and it's like, oh, this is fun and interesting.
Just have to change your perspective.
Yep. Because there are still like
who's building L gates?
Do them without dice, and it's quite fun.
Or no, gateway.
Yeah. The L gates have all been opened.
Well done. I know. It's just the noise I
right now
trigger. What?
Gray Tempest.
Shush. Well, it'd be a very slow Great Tempest. Very slow.
It'd be more like a gray mudslide.
Don't you mean like a mud puddle?
Sort of.
Maybe is spreading. Maybe. Mudslide usually has.
Imagine a waterfall of molasses.
Yeah, I was gonna say molasses. I get, but usually when you think mudslide, they're a little faster than what we're implying.
True. I was actually thinking the drink.
Oh yeah, see, but even those are a lot more liquidy. Now, if you said concrete mixer,
that is true.
if you're just going off of drinks, that stuff is. Whoa, just looking at it makes my skin curdle. I've never drinking one, and nor will I ever. I don't care if you're buying it for me or not. I will not drink it.
Just because of the texture?
Well, and I have an over easy stomach that the simplest things can set it off. That would probably just make my life miserable. I mean, you know me. I can't do spicy. I literally am running to the bathroom. So yeah, let's do something that's curdling milk. Yeah, that'll last. Because that's what it is. It's isn't it like Bailey's and lime juice?
Something like that.
And the lime is curdling the milk in the Bailey's. Lemon juice or
something, yeah.
I just had this brilliant idea to make it even better.
Oh, Lord.
Right before you slam it, throw pop rocks in.
Oh! If you want to do that for YouTube, I'd be more than happy to buy you the ingredients for you to try it. You are not getting me to do it.
Because Pop Rocks and Mountain Dew, where like you just
that's good.
You just like slam it. It's an interesting experience.
I've done that before, but that's sugar on sugar. It's fine.
Yeah, it's more just the like, oh god, it's fizzing.
I just remember one time, I think I did like instead of like a single bag of Pop Rocks, like my friends in high school, we did like 5 bags like in my hand. Slammed like a full can of Mountain Dew, and there's one point where I thought I was gonna burp. I opened my mouth, and people across the room could hear the Pop Rocks. They're like, "Holy crap!"
Okay, I can land armies on these planets, so that's something.
Something.
But it's gonna take them a very long time to get here, so
yeah.
All right. Well, it is a little bit after 10:30, so
I'm good with
start thinking about wrapping up.
Yeah, I'm ready to wrap up.
All right. Everybody in a good place?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Pausing, letting people catch up.
There we go. I am.
Wait for it.
And
almost.
Must be ShadowDancerBrony.
I figured that's probably me.
2 more days. 1 more day.
Mainly because, like you guys told me, oh, this thing just happened, whatnot, and I'm like, okay, in 3 more days, I will get that notification.
Yeah, he's still behind.
There it goes.
Oh, and I still have him, and he's at 8:30 when we're at 9:03.
I'm in 9:03 now. So.
Well,
okay.
hope everybody had a good time watching. As always, we had a good time playing, and we'll see everybody next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.